Now make that your power! Say goodbye! Vegeta! Now's your chance!
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Strider Chip. I'm back with another hit of brains, some brand new content and brand new way, here to show you pretty much a Team Gohan deck profile made. So nothing's really complete. I think there's so many different ways of really playing it. There's so many different variants to this deck. So many different things you can do. I looked at a lot of other decks as well, and these are some cards I came up with here with it. Again, we're going to talk about it, leader, all the cards and everything. So let's talk about it. So with this leader, when this card is placed in your leader area, you're going to activate one hyperbolic time chamber from your deck. That's exceptional. Auto, when this card attacks, look at the top 5. You're looking for green Saiyans. As you can see in this deck, you have majority green Saiyans that are in this deck, so you're actually searching for a super combo as well here for it. Then awaken for life or less, or let's say if you have a Super Saiyan Son Goku showing the results of training in play, which that is this one here. You have that in play, you draw one, attack one, you're going to add as many as cards you need to your hand until you have 6 left, and you get the awaken. So the awaken side, this is where it's really broken. It has auto. Once per turn, you place 1 card for your hand at the bottom of your deck. When this card is using the combo, you draw 2. So keep in mind, it doesn't say your turn, it just says, so you can do this on your turn in their turn, so that makes it broken. You're drawing 2 cards. This right here puts green back on the map. Really, it just put it back on the map. It's making this leader pretty much hella meta right now. You know, as you guys noticed, that green hasn't been getting treated the best here so far. This right here makes it a lot better for green, and I think more and more people are going to be playing this green leader here for the future to come, and I'm pretty sure they already have. Auto, once returned when one of your mono green Son Gohan childhood battle cards attacks, you use one of your mono green cards with a 5k combo from your drop in your combo with its skills negated for the turn. So that's actually pretty cool as well. Really cool stuff. So let's look at some of the like extra cards, and then we'll look at the other stuff. So normal staples, homicidal clone, we already know what it is. Negate it, you're playing a meta token here, 5k power, 5k combo pause at that. You already know what it is. Not much to really talk about, you know, with those cards. Dormant potential unleashed, not much to really talk about. This is a good one because you're discarding one of your green cards, right, to activate additional effects here with it. You don't have green unisons in this deck, so you don't have to worry about that here, though it would be nice if you did. It would be nice, but it's not a mandatory thing. It's a old school staple. Now we have one of our newer staples here that came out. Goku Kamehameha deflection. You're popping something on the field, little board control right here, 4 or less. That's really good. So by turn 4, 4 or less, you're popping something. That's really good. You don't have to worry about the permanent. You don't have a GT Goku. Then we have hyperbolic time chamber. This has barrier on it, so you can't get rid of it unless one of your field cards, you have a card on field that says you can remove this card, remove it if it annoying barrier. If there's a Son Gohan childhood under this card and you have a Son Gohan leader, well, your Son Gohan leader gets a 5k power. So let's you say you're already waking, you're at 15, instead you're at 20. Only 2 cards can be placed under here, and this is active main. If all your energy is mono green, and when this card is in active mode, you may place 1 card from under this card. If you do, up to two your cards, you add up to 2 cards from your life here. So this can help you self awaken at that, or you can go to Z leader, possibly help you get into your Z leader. I suspect that when you use this card, you're only going to use it at least twice during a match. You're not going to use it that often, but twice. Okay, now for our newest staple here, uneasing awaken rage. This is hand destruction at its finest. If your leader is a mono Gru Saiyan, it says negate the attack. Additionally, if your life is 4 or less, You may discard one card from your hand. If you do, your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they add a card from their hand to theirs. The energy is this permanent. You may activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by discarding one green card from your hand. That's actually pretty cool. By discarding one green card from your hand, that's really cool. That's something you really want to take advantage of. Auto, if your leader is a Son Gohan childhood, when you activate this kind of card from your hand, you draw one. So you draw one, you discard a card from your hand. There's hand instruction that's fine. This is probably one of this card right here is a staple for a mono green Saiyan leader. So more for the future to come, I would recommend you buy a playset for this. You're gonna probably pay at least 24, 25, maybe 30, 40 plus dollars here for a playset. I think it's all worth it because you're gonna need this in the near future. You will need that. All right, so let's go ahead and look at let's look at the super combo. So super combo, we have defending father Paragus. A lot of people are doing this. Gohan work as well. When you combo with this card, if your leader is a green, 4 life or less, draw 2, choose one card from your hand. You're gonna send it to the warp. Yeah, this is a pretty cool card. It works. You know what I mean? It really works for this deck. I mean, you're sending a card from your hand to the warp. If it'd be better if it said the drop area, but it still works out here as well. Here with that, that's the super combo you have here with it. It still works well. I've seen people use Gogeta. I mean, they're trying to, take advantage of it here a bit by, trying to research for your Gogeta with a Vegeta card. It's a red Vegeta card at that, which is banned, so you can't even take advantage of it like that. But let's look at some of the staples here to the actual staple to the deck here that you need, the archetype to the deck. So we have Gohan. This has deflect. When you play it, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, you KO it. After that, that's pop. That's Burly Pop. And then this has its auto once per turn. If this card is in battle, you may use Super Saiyan Son Goku, showing the results of training any combo, and choose up to one of your opponent's using, and you remove 2 markers for it. So this is the anti-using it card. Then the third effect, it just allows you to place this under the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. You're going to place one Son Gohan, showing the results of training from your deck under the Hyperbolic Time Chamber from in your battle area. You're going to shuffle your deck. So essentially, if you have this card in your hand and you put it under Hyperbolic Time Chamber, you're doing the same thing with your showing result for training Goku as well, which is this card. This one has barrier on it. If you're playing it from Hyperbolic Time Chamber, you get a 10k power on it. When this card is used, when it's placed under it, pretty much you're doing the same thing. You're getting your Gohan, and it has the activate. Place this card in your drop area. You're gonna draw one, and you're gonna play up to 1 results for training Gohan from under your Hyperbolic Time Chamber. You're gonna put it in your battle area. So that's actually pretty cool. This is really good stuff. Their synergy, they go work hand in hand together. Essentially, there is a Vegeta and Trunks I have here that you can put inside your deck. I decided not to play those cards. Don't get me wrong, the synergy for those cards are pretty well, but I decided not to really play that. We'll talk about that here. Actually, let's talk about it now. So with Trunks, Super Saiyan Trunks, Mysterious, Future Warrior, his auto, it's his active main. If your leader's green, Child, Son Gohan. If your leader is a Z leader, you're gonna remove this card. In your drop from the game. You're gonna discard 1 card from your hand. You're gonna play 1 Vegeta Arrogance from your drop, and that card gets a 10k power. Then you choose this card in your battle area. You're gonna choose Hyperbolic Time Chamber in the battle area. You're gonna switch this card, switch it to rest mode. You're gonna place this card from your hand and up to 1, basically Super Saiyan Vegeta Arrogance under the chosen card, placing it there. So this gives Vegeta a boost here to it, and Vegeta is pretty much where it's at. He's really the go-to. He has deflect on it. He let's say if you play it from Hyperbolic Time Chamber, he gets a 5k power onto it. When you use this card in a combo in rest mode for the turn, basically when this card attacks, You get to use one Super Saiyan Trunks Mysterious Warrior under a Hyperbolic Time Chamber in your battle area. In a combo, you draw one. It gets critical for the battle, which is pretty cool. Then it allows you to pretty much do the same thing you did with the other Trunks. Switching Hyperbolic Time Chamber to rest mode, you're placing this card under Hyperbolic Time Chamber and Super Saiyan Trunk Mysterious Future Warrior under as well. You're going to shuffle your deck. So it's not too bad. It's pretty good. I put that aside here for, I personally, I didn't want to really play with it. That's just me. But you can play with that. So some more architects here. We have our win conditions. So we have several win conditions in this deck, if you noticed. And you want to have multiple win conditions. You don't want to depend on one win condition to help you win the game. But this is the more primary one. Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan, father-son solidarity, has deflect on it, double strike. When its card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and your opponent chooses one card from your hand, put it in the drop. So that's real good. Okay, board destruction, hand destruction, auto once returned. If your opponent has 3 or more life and this card is in battle, use one of your green Son Goku cards in a combo with a combo cost of 1. In a combo, your opponent places 1 card from their life into the drop here. So it burns a bit here. So the combo, the card it's talking about is this card right here. It has an energy cost of 1 here on it. You're going to use this one. And it has a neat effect on it. So it has double strike. It has 19k power. It has a permanent. If this card is in rest mode and your opponent's battle cards can't attack leaders, your leader at that scene, it means this is autos limited 1. If your leader is a green Son Gohan childhood, if you have 3 or more energies and you have a green Son Gohan childhood in the battle area, when your green Saiyan is used in a combo, you're going to draw 1 and you're going to play this card from your hand. Draw 1, you're going to play this card from your hand. So it's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. But going back to this card, the last effect, active main limited 1. If your leader is green and your opponent has 3 or more energies, you're gonna play this card for your hand. It gains barrier for the turn. So 3 or more energies by turn 3 or 4, even turn 5, it's a wrap really at that. If you're trying to play with this card, just make sure your opponent's life is at least 2 or maybe 3 at that. Maybe even 4. It's pretty much a wrap. It's a wrap. This is something that's likely to go through. Now we have another Goku card, is Son Goku Decision Made. This is a counterplay, limited 1 copy. When you play it, pretty much it says permanent for every Z energy cost of your Z cards. Every Z energy cost of your Z cards in your leader area and battle area, reduce the energy cost card in your hand by 1. At one point I was a little confused of this. So for every Z energy cost of your Z cards in your leader area and battle area, Z energy cost of your Z cards in your leader area and battle area. So let's say, like, for example, if you have 2 Z battle cards in your battle area, you're going to reduce the cost of that by 2. So you're going to play this in 2 instead. So that's basically what it means. And it says if it's your opponent's turn and your leader is green and a Son Gohan childhood, Z leader reduce the combo cost in this card in your hand by 1. So essentially you don't even have to play 1 energy for that. And that's really cool. It says, so adding this card to your Z, add this card to your Z energy. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards as the energy cost of 7 or less. You're going to add it to the Z energy, and then you're going to choose up to 1 of your opponent's unison cards and remove 2 markers for it. So that's actually pretty good. So it has anti-unisons here, removing 2 markers here from a unison. This is really nice right here. So this is a really good card. I'm playing this at 2. I've seen people play this at 3, 4. Typically I have another card in this deck here that compensates for this here as well, that pretty much does. It doesn't do exactly the same thing, but it has some board control here with it, and I thought it was a really nice card. And not many people are really playing it, so let's actually get to it. So that's Cooler Effortless Strike. Counterplay, if the battle card is being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, it's played in the drop instead, so it has that board control here to it. And it says during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost in this card in your hand by 1 for each green card in your battle area or drop area. So essentially you could probably play this card for free. So you're going to have a hyperbolic time chamber there. So you play in 3. Let's say you have at least 3 extra cards in your drop area. You're looking at a total of a free card. You're playing this card for free. So this is a really, really good card. Since when this card is played, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, you're going to choose one of their cards in your hand, and you discard it. So it has hand destruction as well. Board and hand destruction. So I'm playing that at 2 just as much as I'm playing this Super Saiyan Goku not desperate, but decision made at 2 as well. We have our Kaioken Son Goku, the Furious. This is a pretty cool card. Hand destruction, critical. When you played, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand, 3 or more. Mono green energies, you play this card from your hand. This card gets a 10k power for the battle and minus 20 power for the next turn. So that's actually pretty good. This is a pretty good cool card. Pretty cool card. So not too bad. You're using this to go for game. Too bad they don't have Furthering Destruction Chomp, but this card would have been amazing. So that's some of those cards here, and then we're gonna look at Son Gohan, the Latent Power Unleashed, and playing one of these cards. This card it's spent as lowest is at $16. I would say playing this card at least at 2. 2 of these cards in your deck is fine. Playing it at 3 is a little pushing it. Don't get me wrong, you may want to see it. I can see why. Deflect, critical, you already know what it is. Anti-unisons at that. It's not much to really talk about this card. Not much. It's not too much here because we already know what it is. It came out since BT19, but this is an anti-unisons, and also has that board control as well. You choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO on it, and this card can't be KO'd by your opponent's skill until the end of the next turn. And as long as you add this card to your Z energy, you're choosing a unison and removing 3 markers from it. So that's really good stuff. You're playing at least one of card in the deck. Do we have Pegasus? Paragus, the sacrifice. You choose one of your green cards in your battle area, put it in the drop, you draw 1. Something you could take advantage of just for tech. So we have cards for support, if you notice. We're going to talk about it. So that's one of them that you have for support. The blocker in your deck here, we have critical, grade 8 Vegeta, last ditched transformation. It's pretty $9 for the card, not too bad. Again, you're only going to take advantage of it based off of the active main effect. If there's a field extra card in the player's battle area, you're going to play this card for your hand for 1. You got a 19k critical and blocker at that. So that's actually really good. Really good at that. Okay, you're playing at least 3. So the tech here I decided to put here in this deck. We talk about Paragus. And then now we have Vegito Volley Attack. Now, I'm only playing one of these cards. And you're going to use this pretty much situational. You're going to only use this card if you want to blow up your opponent's board. So let's say, like, for example, your opponent has at least 3 or more cards. 2 or more cards is on the board. You're going to use this card to blow it up. Overwhelm, permanent. This card can attack your opponent's battle cards in active mode. It is permanent. I mean, permanent, you can do this. That's in active mode, permanent. So that's continually happening. It's going through no matter what. If your opponent has 2 or more energies, and your opponent's battle card, is attacked by this card, switch it to active mode. So it gets to switch to active mode. Again, this card allows you just to blow up the board. It just allows you to blow up the board. Playing at least one of these in your deck, that's pretty nice. Real nice. Then we have Secret Identity Mass Saiyan. You guys already know what it is. Board control. You're just removing things from the board. When you play with Overrealm, at a total cost of energy of 6 or less, sending it to the warp. I wish it said 7, it'd be better. So that's some of the tech there. Now here, I put some more spikes here to it. So we know what Son Goku Faded Rivals is doing. More board removal at that, and then we have Piccolo Jr. Faded Rival, another hand destruction at that, and it also has anti-unisons. It has hand destruction and anti-unison to it. But I decided to go with Super 17 Power Distilled. This is a really good card. Not many people are playing it. Again, when it originally came out, it was worth very less, but I saw the value in it. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't have deflect on it, so that's the bad thing about it. However, a lot of people are not looking for this card. So it has dual attack. It says permanent. If there are 10 or more non-black cards in your drop area, you're going to reduce the cost of this card in your by 2. You're going to reduce the energy cost in the card by 2. So instead of playing it at 6, you're playing it at 4. Choose one card in your drop area. You're going to send it to your warp. You're going to choose one card in your drop area, send it to your warp. When this card attacks, you're going to choose one green extra card in your drop area. You're going to add it to your hand. Then your opponent chooses one card in their hand and send it to the warp. So it has hand destruction to it. You get to recycle some of your extra cards. So we have some pretty good extra cards in this deck. You know what extra card we're going to go restore or use a monster reborn for? It's going to be this one, Uneasing Awakening Rage. This is really, really good. So getting that card, this comes in tech whenever you need it. This is going to be real good. Really, really good. So I'm playing this at 1. Just one of these in the deck. You don't need a whole bunch, just one. Don't get me wrong. I can see this. I'm running more copies of this. I just don't see. I don't expect myself to use this card a lot in this deck. But it does help out. It really, really does help out. It really, really does help out a lot. So let's talk about the secret rare as well. So with the secret rare, Son Goku Peace Resolution Ultimate, if this card is facing, if this card's front is facing up in your Z deck, your leader gets a 20k power. And if this card is not a Son Gohan childhood, negate that card's skill. Okay, so essentially this goes well with Son Gohan. Okay, it goes well with Son Gohan. You're at 35k when that happens. Although if your leader is a green Saiyan, Earthling, or Namekian, when this card is used in a combo, you're going to choose up to one of your leaders. You're going to switch this card to active mode. You're going to switch the card to active mode. And that card gains triple strike for the battle. So you're giving your leader, right, triple strike. And you're going to place this card in your drop in your Z deck facing up for the battle. Place this card. It says place this card in your from your drop in your Z deck facing up at the end of that battle. You're gonna remove this card. And it's like if your Z deck, it says you remove this card in your Z deck from the game at the end of your opponent's turn. So that's actually pretty cool. That's really, really cool too. And then your Gohan's getting a 20k for that. So this card works real well for this deck. This card's worth a lot of money. I mean, I don't think it's like $130 here for it. That's the lowest you'll probably find it. If you do find it at that price, I wouldn't mind buying it for a god rare. That looks pretty cool. Goku with the angel rings. It looks real nice for a god rare. It really does. But you don't have to play that for this deck. You don't have to play that here for that deck at all. Instead, let's go ahead and take a look at some other secret rares. So we're gonna look at that. We're gonna go. And then we're looking at the battle card secret rares at that. Looking for the rarity. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so a good secret rare to play. Let's see here. Not that one. Typically, they're going to be green or black. And this, don't get me wrong, this actually works for this leader. It would definitely work, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend this leader. I don't recommend this secret rare for that leader. I don't really recommend it, but it does work. Even Sail, Xeno, Unspeakable Abomination, this works really well as well. It really does. Everything else would technically gonna work, but however, There's another card that works exceptionally well for it. If I can find it, I've yet to come across it. This would technically work too. I mean, there's a lot of other ones, but I think that it's the cooler secret rare that I'm referring to. I know I passed it up. I passed it up somewhere. If my eyes could really see it, my eyes can lay hands on it. I don't see it in there. Yeah, it doesn't show it. It didn't. Yeah, for some reason, it's not really showing it. It's showing up in there. I don't know why. So here it is. This cooler right here works very well with this one. It works. I want this secret rare. Ultimate double strike blocker. When you play this card, you choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and send it to the owner's reward. Right off the bat, that's amazing. Your opponent chooses 5 cards in their hand. You're gonna add the rest to their Z energy. Shoot 5 of your opponent's cards in hand, add it to their Z energy. This card gains barrier for the turn. Active main, 5 energy. If your opponent has 4 more energy, you play this card from your hand just by 5. Active main, active battle. If this card is in rest mode, you may place 2 cards from your opponent's Z energy to their owner's drop, and you're gonna switch this to active mode, getting the switch again, get the swing again. So this card right here is amazing. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's not as popular as the other cards, but I think this card would work very well for this deck as well, because you have that Gohan, this uneasing awakening rage that works very well with that card. So it's a combination play card. It works very, very well for it. Okay, works exceptionally well here for that. And then we have Krillin, so just a searcher. The other effect you're not going to worry about because you don't have skillless cards. And then we have our, Android 16, Final Wish. This one is a deflect blocker. It has a Z stack as well. So it says you and your opponent have a total of 4 more energies. Green, Son Gohan, childhood leader. Permanent, if your leader is a Son Gohan childhood card, this card's skills can't be negated. Essentially, this thing just allows you to awaken a lot faster. That's all it is. If your leader is a Son Gohan, results of folly training, this card will be leave your battle area, place up to 1 Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, trigger Fury Rage from under this card on top. From under this card on top of your leader, on top of your leader, add cards from your life to your hand until you have 4 left, and we're going to remove this card from the game instead. When your opponent plays a card, or at the end of your opponent's turn, you may KO this card. So all this is just helping you awaken a lot faster. You're playing this at 1. That's all you need, is just 1 at that. Then we have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan leader, trigger to Fury Rage, double strike 20k. That's all good. Awaken, Z awaken 2 green energies. Instead, you don't even need to worry about that. I mean, you don't. This right here is allowing you to play that for free. It's allowing you to do all that stuff for free, essentially, at that. So that's actually pretty cool. Mono green Son Gohan childhood attacks. You may use up to 1 of your mono green Gokus with a 10k power or less from your drop in combo with its skills negated for the turn. If you do negate this skill for the turn, you may discard 1 green card from your hand. You draw 2, and it has draw power. So it has pressure, double strike on it, has draw power to it, reading, comboing more onto it. This card right here is amazing. Probably definitely a really strong Z leader for his deck. Then we have typical staples. Jiren, the immovable. Not much to talk about it. We already know what it is. I take it you typically may not even play with this card, but it's good to have it anyway. Same thing with Frieza, Resurrected Ambition. You may not necessarily play with this card, but still it's going to be pretty good as well. Then we have Goku, Super Saiyan Goku assisting his son. Deflect 2 or more energies. You're going to choose 1 of your Hyperbolic Time Period chambers from your battle area. You're going to switch it to rest mode. When this card is played, place up to 1 Super Saiyan Son Goku showing the results of training, or Super Saiyan Gohan showing the results of training from from your hand under the chosen card. You may place a card. Or choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it costs 3 or less to KO it. Okay. All right. So let's try turn 2. If you had 2 or more, pretty much you're doing it. When this card is played, you placing one of those 2 cards. Results are training Goku and what's the name? You're gonna place it under it, and you get to pop something that's 3 or less. So it has that board control to it. So it's active main. Active main. If your leader is a Green Son Gohan Childhood Z leader, you have 4 more energies, and you remove this card from the game. You're gonna choose up to one of your leaders. It gets a 10k power for the turn as well. So that's actually pretty good as well. Turn, you have to be at least, you have 4 more energies. You're gonna remove this card from the game. You're gonna give your leader a 10k power boost here, so that's actually really good. If I didn't already, I think I've talked about these 2, Vegeta, Arrogance, and Trunks. These are 2 good cards that have really good synergy. Trunks boost ups the Vegeta, it boosts it up, and Vegeta, you get a 5k combo here with it. Plus you get to draw 1 and critical for the battle whenever this card is swinging, and you're using your Super Saiyan Trunks Mysterious Warrior under your Hyperbolic Time Training in your battle area in a combo to get an additional 5 here to it. And then has an active main effect where you're choosing a Super Saiyan Trunks Mysterious Future Warrior from your deck under the chosen card. You're going to shuffle your deck, and that's actually pretty cool. It's just allowing you to choose that card. I think this card as well. Choose 1 Hyperbolic Time Chamber, battle area, switch to the rush mode, place this card from your hand. Yeah, so this card and the other card under Hyperbolic Time Chamber. And then when you want to use Hyperbolic Time Chamber, basically you're going to take advantage of Hyperbolic Time Chamber's effect. It's active main, taking 2 cards. You get to play one of the cards that's under it when you need it. Okay. And there's Trunks. It does pretty much similar stuff. It boosts up Vegeta if you need it to be. Yes, if you need to be. And then it has its second effect where you're searching for Vegeta and using this card and putting it in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. You know, this one, you remove this card from your drop from the game. You discard 1 card from your hand. You're going to play Vegeta Arrogance from your drop, and that card gets a 10k power for the turn. So that's actually pretty cool. We have Focus Breakthrough. This could be a card you could play if you want to. Not going to talk too much about it. It's not necessary. You could play it if you want. Then we have Cell Earth Destroying Kamehameha, real old school card, hand destruction if you need it. And then we have our Fuse Zymon's Deity Wrath. This is another cool card. You could use this as hand destruction as well. There's some other cards I want to show that you can play here in this deck as well. There is, I want to say it's a green, and it's a Goku. I think it works pretty well for this one. For this leader, it works very well. If I can find it, and it's gonna take some time. Let me go ahead, look for characters. I'm gonna look for Son Goku, and you can evolve it on top of your five or more. Right, 5 or more. Let's see if I can find it. So when I think about it, it's just place 1 card from your hand in your drop. Goku, 5 or more. You get to evolve it on top of this. When this card attacks, choose up to 3 alcohols your drop combo with it. So this card could be pretty good too. When I think about it, finishing Spirit Bond Son Goku, that could actually be pretty cool too. It could work out here for it if you need it. This card is not too bad. I don't recommend it in close corners, but I don't recommend it. Let's see. Here it is. So, Indomitable Spirit Super Saiyan Blue Goku. This is a really good, cool card for it. So you can evolve this card for free on a 5 or more. And we have several cards. There's a Son Goku that has 5 or more. And this is gonna get double strike and barrier. At the end of the turn, you switch it to active mode. So this will be a pretty quick card to play within this deck for sure. It would be a really, really good card to play. You can evolve it on top of this if you want to, which is a Son Goku. We can evolve it also on top of this card as well, which is a Son Goku. And yeah, man, that's really cool stuff. It's really, really good combination play that you can play off with your deck. There is another card, is a 5-drop cooler I'm going to show off, guys, that you can also play too. If I can find it, I'm going to go ahead and look for it. Character is a cooler card. This shouldn't take too much time that I saw, which I think is pretty nice. Where is it? Wow, I can't even find cooler. There it is. Yeah, this cooler armed forces. This is the only green cooler card I've seen. Wow, that's not true. That's not true. But this is a promo with that. It's a 5-drop barrier double strike. This is a really cool card. This is probably be a substitute from that Zymos. When this card attacks, you choose one. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, you KO on it, or your opponent discards one card from their hand. So that's actually pretty cool. Active main. 2 green energies. You do have a green leader. 3 or more energies. You're playing this from your hand. Active main, limited 1 copy per card. If you have a Z battle card with an energy cost of 2 or more in the play in your battle area, you get to switch this to active mode. So it gets to swing, has a conditional dual attack to it. It's a really cool card. This is definitely a card I would probably play within my deck. I would play this card for sure. This is a really, really cool card. It's a staple here for the deck. It's definitely a staple. But anyway, guys, that is my deck here on this, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Comment, rate, subscribe. Again, more content is coming soon. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace.